was going to say. And hi, I'm Tanya. I know what you're thinking. Yes, that is my driver's license photo. They never really tell you when they're going to take the picture. What I'm going to be talking about is, as Tikva said, the science of surprise, or what we call surpriseology. I'm going to go over how to incorporate surprise into your business, how you could surprise others, best practices for that, and how you could make your life more surprising. The reason I could talk about this is I'm one of the founders of a company called surpriseindustries.com, and we craft surprise experiences. So we give you an address and clue, you show up, and you don't know what it's going to be. So we do this on a small scale and a very large scale. This is my team. They're out here. There's Maya and Kat and the back of my head, because I figured you could see my face. We're outside because we don't have an office. We're not going to be as cheerful in the winter. So the reason that surprise in business, so here's what's great about having surprise in your business. We worked with a lot of businesses to incorporate surprise to help them promote their services. So we've learned along the way a lot about marketing, product design, experience design. Here's an example. How many of you think that this is a pretty good design right here? Show of hands. Okay, so those people are actually wrong. As Heidi says right here, there's no element of surprise to it. A big key to a great, memorable product is having an unexpected touch to it. So step one. Smuckers. Smuckers adds an extra scoop of jam to every single one of their jars, but they don't advertise that. Why? Because their philosophy is under promise, over deliver. The reason this is so powerful is because you're pleasantly surprising your customer. Cab drivers kind of get this. If you ever ask a cab driver, how long is my trip going to take, they're almost always going to say, depends on traffic, which is great because you can't blame them in the end, but the problem with it is still frustrating. So if you're going to do this, do it all the way. If you think something will take 5 minutes, tell people that it's going to take 10 minutes. If you're sitting here thinking, oh my God, how am I going to pleasantly surprise people all the time? How am I going to have the time or money? The good news is that if you do it at random intervals, it's actually more effective. It's a brainwashing technique, hence Mr. Charles Manson right there. The other thing about surprise is that when you're doing a surprise, you don't really have a choice in what you're going to do. Strangely, research shows that when you have fewer choices, you're actually going to be more satisfied with the result. It's weird and un-American, I know, but it's actually fact. So I'm going to talk about surprise in life, and this is my favorite part of it. What's really exciting about it is that it can absolutely change your life. And I don't mean just surprise parties, I mean doing any kind of surprise, like diving into a new situation. If you're surprising others, first step is listen. If they mention something they love, write it down. Push the envelope. So if they love yoga, don't do plain Jane yoga for them, do aerial yoga. Do it from scratch. Come up with your own idea instead of looking for a standard experience, and that other thing up there. That was bonding. So do the experience with them. It promotes release of dopamine. The other thing is, unlike a traditional surprise party, do tell them that you have a surprise plan for them. It increases suspense, and it makes your planning a whole lot easier. And other ways to increase suspense, leave clues and little notes and objects like a week before the surprise experience. It's actually really, really fun. And when in doubt, a blindfold always makes surprises a lot more exciting for some reason. Other great thing about surprise, why should we have surprise in our lives? Because it breaks routine. The great thing about that is that when you break routine, you open your life to a sea of opportunities. So there's good routines like brushing your teeth, keep doing that one. And there's bad routines like watching reality TV every night, which I don't do. The other thing is about choice, like we talked about earlier. A combination of having no choice and choice is probably going to make you most happy. So right there, that's a bored baby, too much choice. Sad baby, no choice at all. Happy Asian baby, a combination of no choice and choice. Other good stuff, when you dive into new situations, you have more opportunity for connections, ideas. It elevates your mood because you're feeling good about yourself, you're being spontaneous, and more opportunities to stumble upon a new life passion. The other thing is, if you dive into a situation that terrifies you, you can absolutely change your life. So a lot of us avoid situations because we're terrified of the process, like having a conversation with someone to ask them out on a date. We call that getting to the pot of gold on the other side of awkward. Other tips for adding surprise to your life: go to a restaurant and tell the waiter to surprise you. When you're planning your vacation, don't meet new people and say yes more often. So if Tikva calls you up a couple of days ago and says, hey, do you want to do a talk? You say, yes. Okay, review. Let me see if I can do this. So add elements of surprise, under-promise, over-deliver, do it at random intervals, and limit selection. Listen, push the envelope, make it creative, do it with the person. What was that one? Tell them it's going to happen, get to the pot of gold on the other side of awkward. Okay, surprise time. So I want everybody to take out their cell phones right now, and I want you to surprise someone pleasantly. Text them a really sweet message, and when you're done, share it on Twitter, surprise love. And my text message would be, thank you to my boyfriend Brian for coming up with that idea. Thank you so much.